They say the most dangerous gifts don't come wrapped in ribbons, but in opportunities that look like blessings. That's what Elena thought the day a stranger handed her 3 mannequins in the middle of a crowded market in Atlanta, Georgia. She didn't know it yet, but those mannequins would change her life forever and nearly take it from her. Elena was 28, a young woman trying to make something of herself after years of setbacks. She had dropped out of college after her father died suddenly, and since then she had been juggling odd jobs to help her mother pay rent. Her mother, Teresa, still stood on aching legs at a small roadside stall selling fruit, squinting through glasses that never seemed strong enough. Elena would always promise her, "Mama, just give me time. One day you won't have to struggle anymore. I'll take care of you." Her little wig shop was squeezed between a nail salon blasting music all day and a sneaker reseller who seemed to know every customer by name. Elena, on the other hand, often sat alone behind her counter, fanning herself in the heat, calling out offers that no one bothered to answer. Women flocked to the bigger, flashier stores with bright LED signs and 3 assistants smiling in matching uniforms. Elena had no staff, no signs, no crowd. By late afternoon, sweat had soaked her blouse, and her heart sank lower with each woman who turned away. When one customer finally walked in, Elena's smile stretched wide with hope, only for it to be crushed when the woman laughed at her price and walked out. Elena dropped back into her chair, her chest tight with disappointment. She was about to close when a shadow fell across her doorway. A tall woman stood there, dressed elegantly, her hair sleek and shining like glass under the streetlights. She didn't look like a regular customer. She looked like someone with purpose. "I hear you're new here," the woman said, her voice calm and low. "Yes, ma'am," Elena said shyly. "Just trying to make it." The woman gave a faint smile and lifted a sack. Inside were 3 mannequins unlike any Elena had ever seen. Their faces were smooth and glossy, their features sharp, and their glass-like eyes seemed to glimmer as though they were alive. "I used to sell wigs too," the woman said, "but I'm retiring. Thought I'd give these to you. They'll help you." Elena stammered, "Oh, I can't buy new mannequins right now. Business is slow." "I'm not selling," the woman interrupted. "I'm giving them to you. Just take care of them." Before Elena could ask her name, the woman slipped into the evening crowd and vanished. Elena stood staring at the mannequins, her chest buzzing with excitement. Maybe her luck had finally come. The next morning, Elena set one mannequin by the door and placed on it a wig she'd been trying to sell for months. To her shock, the very first customer walked straight past her shelves, pointed to the mannequin, and bought the wig instantly at full price. No bargaining, no questions. By noon, 2 more customers did the exact same thing. For the first time since she opened the shop, Elena closed early with a bag full of cash. The pattern repeated the next day, and the day after. Every wig she placed on the mannequin sold before anything else. Old wigs that no one had ever wanted, expensive wigs she thought no one would ever afford, gone in minutes. Crowds began to form, arguing over the mannequin's wig, shoving money into her hands. Within months, Elena's life changed. She upgraded her shelves with high-end imported wigs. Her Instagram exploded with tags from local influencers. She moved her mother into a better apartment and bought herself a sleek black SUV. At night, she stared at her bank balance with trembling hands, telling herself, "I didn't hurt anyone. Customers get what they pay for. It's just my blessing." But the blessing had a shadow. Elena's body began to change. At first, she thought it was stress, but soon she noticed bald patches spreading across her scalp. Her skin turned pale, her cheeks hollow, her eyes ringed with dark circles. She wore scarves and sunglasses to hide it, but her mother noticed. "Elena, you don't look well," Teresa whispered one night. "Money is growing, but you are shrinking. What's happening to you?" Elena forced a smile. "I'm fine, Mama, just tired." But her mother wasn't fooled. She saw her daughter's beauty fading as if something invisible was feeding on her. When the whispers in the neighborhood grew louder, people saying Elena hid her sickness under scarves, she broke down. One night, she dragged the mannequin into a dark alley, covered it with trash bags, and left it behind. She thought she was free, until she returned to her shop the next morning and saw it standing in the corner, spotless, its glossy eyes glimmering like it had never left. Terrified, Elena finally confessed everything to her mother. Teresa dragged her to a local pastor, who listened quietly before saying, "This is not a blessing. This is an exchange. The woman who gave them to you passed her burden on. Now you're paying the price. These mannequins don't bring wealth for free. They feed on you." Elena's voice cracked. "What do I do?" The pastor's eyes were grave. "You cannot throw them away. They will return. You cannot destroy them. The only way is to gift them to another, the way they were given to you." Elena shook her head violently. "No, I can't do that to someone else. I know what it's doing to me. I won't ruin another life." "Then prepare yourself," the pastor said softly. because wealth that comes without sweat will always take its payment one way or another. From that day, Elena stayed home, growing weaker as she searched desperately for someone who might take the mannequins willingly. She offered them free online. No one responded. She asked her colleagues in the market. Everyone laughed and refused. It was as if the mannequins refused to leave her. Meanwhile, her shop assistant, Jada, a girl in her early 20s, noticed her boss was rarely around. At first, Jada simply skipped work or pocketed small amounts of cash. Then she grew bolder, sneaking wigs home, skimming off sales, planning her own future. Her friends teased, "Are you sure the shop even belongs to your boss anymore?" Jada only smiled. One morning, Elena forced herself to the shop and froze in horror. The shelves were stripped bare, the cash register gone, even the tables and chairs missing. And in the middle of the empty shop, so obviously missing, was the mannequin. Elena's knees buckled, and then, to everyone's shock, she burst out laughing. Not a small laugh, but a wild, broken laughter that spilled into the street. The other vendors thought grief had driven her mad, but Elena knew the truth. The curse had found its next keeper, Jada. That night, she told her mother, "Mama, let them take it. I am free." Teresa didn't fully understand, but she saw peace return to her daughter's eyes for the first time in months. Meanwhile, across town, Jada proudly set up her own wig shop. The shelves were lined neatly, the walls freshly painted, the glass door gleaming. She smiled as she dusted a mannequin in the corner, adjusting the wig on its head. Its glossy eyes caught the light. Its lips seemed to curl into the faintest smile. "Perfect," Jada whispered, not knowing she had just invited the curse into her own life. And so the story goes. Not every gift is generous, and not every open hand is harmless. Elena learned too late that wealth without struggle often takes its price in secret. So when life offers you something that seems too easy, ask yourself, is it a door or is it a trap?